Hi, this is Tyrone Martinson with The Truth About Storytelling, and I'm coming to you today from my back deck. You might hear a plane overhead. I live kind of near a very small regional airport, so they're usually small, but sometimes they're a little loud. Behind me, you can see a cherry tree in full bloom and a cedar tree. The back there somewhere, I can get my finger. I would not be a good weather person. You could tell. I'm like, where are things behind me? It's kind of funny. Anyway, that is not what I was planning to say for my update today, but for my update today, I wanted to let you know that I really appreciate all of the support and encouragement I've received from everyone online and on various social media platforms, including YouTube. I really appreciate the encouragement. And this week has been just so full of celebration and encouragement. I'm thankful for it. For starters, we celebrated our cat's first birthday. We rescued her from the Humane Society in June of last year, and she was 3 months old. So our Willow cat is one, and someday I might actually have a video of her on here. We'll see. And secondly, the Immortal Abyss had a cover reveal for Katherine Briggs, and she is a brilliant fantasy adventure author. I recommend reading. The first book in that duology is called The Eternity Gate. The Immortal Abyss comes out in September, so if you're the kind of person who only wants to read things when all the books are out, it's close. And so you know that you could read the first one now and read the second one in September. It works out. And then thirdly, as far as book installments and final books in a series go, Danielle Harrington had her book, The Empowered Ones, come out on the 15th, and it is a brilliantly written fourth installment of a young adult dystopian series it's got intrigue, it's got twists and turns, it's got some heartbreak. Yeah, I did cry, but it also just had me on the edge of my seat or at the edge of my my e-reader when I was reading through the advanced reader copy, and I'm really thankful that I was able to do that, and I'm thankful to Danielle Harrington for writing such a brilliant book. So if you haven't read either one of those authors, I recommend them. I'll put their links in the show notes. And along those lines, recently I was asked what I was working on by a friend in my writing group. And for some reason, I couldn't really say that day. I don't really know why. I think it's partly because I've been bringing a very specific project to my writing group. And what I've been working on lately has not been that project. So you see, Darkblade Forge came out as a Kindle Vella serialization. And I really loved the way it worked out on that platform, and it was definitely the second draft of that book, and I felt really confident about it. And then I had messages from readers, and they were very positive messages, but they were messages about how they wanted point of view chapters from characters who didn't have point of view chapters. And so I sat back for a little while. I put that book on a shelf. I knew I wanted to put it out in ebook and paperback, and I decided that I would go through and edit and rearrange a few things so that way I could add some point of view chapters from those other characters. One in particular. So I'm really excited for how the book is shaping up. This last week I have been kind of editing it, but it's more editing and looking for where those chapter inserts are going to go and planning them out. And then also, of course, finding those pesky gremlin typos that show up no matter how many editors you have look at something, it's never fun when you find them. But it's at the same time, it's like, whew, found one, maybe it's gone forever. That would be nice. And then, of course, if you listen to any of my posts or read any of my books, you find, hopefully not in my books, but you might notice that I have a penchant for repetitive words. I use the words so and well an awful lot in my videos, but there's usually a word that I'll grab onto at some point when I start something, and in a rough draft or in a video, I'll say that word over and over and over again for 10 minutes or a chapter, and I don't know that I'm doing it until I go back and look at it. I'm like, oh, that's painful. And it's not a word like that. No, I'm talking about words like so and well or however, or I think earlier when I tried to do this video, I kept saying, in addition to that, in addition to that, in addition, like, it was just, I was on a repeat with that phrase, and I couldn't seem to stop myself. And there probably will be one in this video too. It's part of the things that one of the things I have to work with in my writing when I go from rough draft to the next draft, to the next draft, to the next draft. So Dark Blade Forged is getting kind of a retro, I don't know, creative revision with new chapters. And when it comes out, I think it's going to be a really good book. And I was proud of it before, but now I'm excited to see what it's going to be like in the full version with these extra chapters. And so I'm excited to share that. I think I will be excited to share that when it's ready. And that's kind of an answer to another question I got from a reader who's really nice and added a comment to one of my Facebook posts. Thank you, Dana, for reading all of the Champion trilogy and asking me if there were any more books in that world. Well, guess what? There are. They're just not out yet. And those books would be the Dark Blade series and some other books I have planned. I have so many books outlined, and I'm excited to share with the world. So you may wonder about all my excitement. And I have to tell you that this social media fast I've been doing, while it was really hard for the first 2 weeks, it's been very life-giving. And I undertook it as kind of a spiritual discipline for Lent, as a way of refocusing on my faith and also working with my health. But the blessings have been abundant. I feel more energetic. I feel like I can concentrate and do the deep work I need to do a good revision, a creative revision on Dark Blade Forged. And I just feel more on fire for all of my writing, and I'm excited about it in a new and fresh way. I don't know, maybe it's spring with all those beautiful blossoms, but I actually think it's because I've been limiting my social media time to once a week. And so I think I'm going to continue doing that moving forward. And I don't want to miss out on things. Like, I was really sad that I missed out on Katherine Briggs' cover reveal. And I was really sorry I missed out on the Empowered One's release day. But I still hope that I can celebrate other authors and their works, even if I can't do it on the day of. I'm hoping that I can continue to help and encourage others as I've been encouraged. But it's just been so life-giving and so good for my spiritual, physical, and mental health to be on social media only one day a week. So I'm probably going to keep doing that. And I don't know if it'll be Sundays moving forward, but I'll see. I know I'll be here next Sunday for the next update. In addition to the things I just already talked about with Dark Blade and with those books, there's been a couple of other really encouraging and good things going on. I am part of the Clean Fantasy and Sci-Fi book funnel, and it's a newsletter builder. So each author gives away a free book if you sign up for their newsletter, and you can get up to 70 books with this book funnel. So I will be putting the link for that in the show notes. And then I'm also part of the Galactic Mystery Sci-Fi Bundle, and it has been so good. It's been so much fun to be a part of. There are 11 books for one price with Storybundle, and it represents a really wide breadth and depth of sci-fi genres. So it's a group of very different authors, and it's been fun to be a part of, and it's been fun to see that Storybundle just do really well. So if you're interested in that as well, that'll also be a link in the show notes. Both of those things, the Clean Fantasy and Sci-Fi Bundle and the Galactic Mystery Sci-Fi Bundle, Story Bundle, will both end on the 21st. So you have like 4 more days. I highly recommend checking both of them out. There's some great authors, and I think you'll find some good books to read. So again, I'm really happy with how that's gone. I'm really thankful for my new newsletter subscribers. I'm thankful for people reading my books. I'm thankful for this gorgeous blue sky that we get to experience for a few days. It's supposed to rain next week at some point, and I'm just gonna, stand out here and soak up the blue sky as long as I can. Today, that's why I'm outside. So, anyway, I hope that wherever you are surrounded by something beautiful and some good books to read and some encouraging people. And I hope that if the circumstances are tough in your life right now, that you know that God loves you. And it may not feel like it, but I know in the hardest circumstances of my life, and there have been a few, that God was with me in those moments. And I've been through some horrible things, so that I'm not going to necessarily share, but I can tell you that it's only because of my faith and because of God's love that I have survived some of those things, and that I can find joy and seek beauty in each day. So I hope that you can do those things too, and I hope this video finds you well. This is Terry Martinson, The Truth About Storytelling. I'll be back next week on Sunday. Thanks for listening.